Through collaboration and in keeping with SOEL values, we build partnerships with families and the community to create opportunities which parents value, in which children are listened to, respected, mentored, and challenged, so that they can be local, national, international, and global citizens. Our program is dynamic and responsive in an educational space in which educators collaboratively plan and establish positive, vibrant, and challenging environments that promote a sense of wonder and curiosity, supporting multimodal learning with concrete materials.
Whether the children are artistic does not enter into the equation. It is a space where children can visit to take part in skilling, developing ideas, processes, skills, and techniques. There are opportunities to work with different materials, tools, and processes. Inquiry is a disposition for learning, a desire to understand the world around us. The Early Years Learning Framework describes play-based learning as a context for learning, through which children organise and make sense of their social worlds as they engage with people, objects, and representation.
Hit the earth.
Oh no!
And the volcano exploded. All the trees died. And all the dinosaurs died. Many, many years ago, the archaeologists picked the bones up and took them to the museum. And then they put them in the museum for people to look at. The end. The end.
An idea is big if it helps us make sense of lots of confusing experiences and seemingly isolated facts. A big idea is thus a way of seeing better and working smarter, not just a vague notion or another piece of knowledge. It is more like a lens for looking than another object seen. We collaboratively plan our inquiries using a planning tool to focus the questions we are asking. We identify concepts, dispositions, communication and thinking skills, personal and social skills, research skills, and actions, which will focus our teaching and the children's learning. Mentoring is planned, intentional work by the educators to foster the learning of both the child or children who are the mentors and the child or children who are the mentees. Mentoring is an excellent way of fostering and reinforcing the SOEL values with children.
The focus of these investigations is to develop children's identity, belonging, relationships with others, and agency. Children and educators create agreements for the use of spaces and materials, as well as routines that provide predictable normality. From the base of the SOEL Way investigations, interests emerge that become the focus for long-term investigations.
SOEL kindy children write and create their own stories and understandings so that they can shape and design their worlds. We offer opportunities for the children to imagine, to write freely, and to make meaning. To do this requires letter knowledge, spelling and grammar, as well as art and joy inherent in the writing process. They write to persuade others, to share experiences, to plan actions, to thank someone, to connect with someone, to teach, to fill in forms, and to leave simple messages. In doing so, they learn that writing changes with audience, purpose, and context. They record their experiences or ideas so they can remember and revisit them. Our children make meaning from symbols, sort, group, and classify by attributes. They make patterns, explore shape, size, volume, and position, distinguish similarities and differences, work out how to piece and fit together, estimate and measure, as well as track time and motion.
It's not. It's all the way up to the top.
How big does that make it? How many numbers?
30.
30.
Too long.
Too long.
Where can I see diamond? This one is not up to 10.
How many is it up to?
7. It's up to 7.
It's up to 7.
Of course, there is also counting to work out, such as quantity, adding, and subtracting.
Three-year-olds are curious about the world and ask questions to further their understandings. They are excited to come to school and engage in investigations, as well as develop an understanding of their environment and community. They come up with solutions to more complex problems and use materials in imaginative ways. They appreciate humor and jokes. In the 3-year-old program, children learn how to respond to questions, are encouraged to have their own ideas, as well as respond to others' ideas and theories. They experiment, research, revisit experiences and concepts, and share knowledge. They learn to challenge their own and others' ideas. The children begin to understand what it means to be a citizen and what is required to create a community. For the first time as a SOEL child, 3-year-old kindy children move outside of the center, beginning connections with their local communities.
Four is when children start getting a big picture view of the world. The big world seems exciting, but can also be scary. They need us to provide a daily routine that gives them a safe base from which to explore and realise there are limits to their behaviour. For the children, it can be hard to work out where they fit. Therefore, getting it wrong, being too big and bold, or too small and frightened are not uncommon extremes. Children strengthen and deepen the learning begun in the 3-year-old programme. In our 4-year-old kindy programmes, children develop a desire and love of learning. They learn to share thoughtful ideas and theories, debate their perspectives with others, and to use lateral thinking skills. These skills are practiced in daily forums.
So one went down of the ocean and one big snapper had the blue key and it snapped and she had her shoes on and she dabbed into the water.
Through independent and collaborative experiences, they learn to look back and set goals. Children slowly develop their own moral compass, treating others fairly and showing respect for their environment and for others.